Hey curly teas, let's make a butterfly pea flower based moisturizing cream with Mafura butter and pistachio nut oil. This time, let's use glycerol stearate SE along with another powerful emulsifier. But both of these emulsifiers are in powder form, so will they give us trouble? Keep watching to find out.
Natural hair beauty is possible if you take care of your hair and make the most of what nature has given you.
Use distilled or deionized water. You can also add a hydrosol or use an aqueous extract like a tea. After having a few jugs of distilled water spontaneously leak just from sitting in storage, I always transfer my distilled water into emptied water bottles. There's something about the plastic of the bottles that seem more durable over time. Betaine is a high-quality humectant known for its ability to help hold moisture and smoothen the skin and the hair. For skin, the magic number seems to be around 6 or 7% according to a supplier from which I bought this ingredient. This is beet sugar extract, not regular beet sugar, y'all. They are not the same. Try to get the cosmetic version. I've used betaine TMG before and it's not as good as the cosmetic version in my opinion. If you don't have betaine, you can of course use glycerin at a lesser percentage. Try maybe 3 or 4% of glycerin, along with the next ingredient I'm about to use.
But whatever the creative concept, quality has always been a prime consideration.
Propanediol is a very important and very popular humectant that is known to be an alternative to propylene glycol and butylene glycol. Propanediol is also known as nature silk if you're familiar with this channel. I began using it years ago to add gloss to my formulas. It helps to keep the creams, lotions, and conditioners from looking starchy or pasty. If you want to use more than 2% glycerin, but you're afraid it will feel like sticky or tacky when you apply the cream, use this instead. You can also mix propanediol and glycerin together, but there's no tackiness with propanediol when used within the usage rate recommendation. If anything, it'll help make the cream apply smoother. Glycerol stearate SE is one of the main emulsifiers in this recipe. It's also a stabilizer and thickener when used with other emulsifiers. Glycerol stearate SE comes in more of a crumbly powder form instead of a waxy pellet or waxy flakes. It melts quicker than BTMS and Olivin 1000 for reference. So when you're using it by itself, you can technically heat your mix to a lower temperature than, say, a BTMS 50.
And you might also think that all this doesn't matter.
Well, that's where you'd be wrong.
Emulgen SG is said to be a strong oil and water emulsifier. It's approved by Cosmos and EcoCert, which usually means people use it in a lot of, quote, natural products. Emulgen is anionic and works at a low percentage, but it's very airborne. So please use a mask when handling this ingredient. Like, I'm serious. The usage rate is 0.25 to 2%, so it's very good at a very low percentage. Where this emulsifier shines is its ability to work very well with electrolytes like aloe vera and other things that are hard to emulsify. I wonder if this may be the emulsifier to use with DMAE or that well-known azelaic acid alternative called potassium azelloyl diglycinate. Maybe if you've been struggling with these two actives, you can try Eumogen SG, like it's very good. High oleic sunflower oil is a nice emollient for the skin. Sunflower oil is, in my opinion, one of the better oils to use on the skin because of the way in which it absorbs and also helps to keep the skin feeling protected. It's not a heavy, viscous oil like castor oil, but it's not a super light oil like hazelnut either, you know? Castor oil is an emollient used to help lock in moisture. Some say castor oil helps increase the strength of the hair, allegedly, but if you want to use a different, more fragile oil like a bringraj oil or an amla oil, you save that for phase C. Don't put it in here yet. Put it in phase C. The recommendation for Eumogen SG is to heat it along with the other ingredients to about 75 degrees Celsius. Glycerol stearate SE has a much lower melting point of 55 degrees though. Welcome to phase C. Here, the C stands for choice. You have choices here. You can turn this lotion into a cream by experimenting with the addition of Cepigel 305. Cepigel 305 is a cold processable emulsifier, thickener, and stabilizer. In addition to using it to create an emulsion, it can also be used to increase the viscosity during the cool down phase. I started with 0.3% of Cepigel 305 to see how it would respond to this particular formula. Y'all know polymers can be finicky, okay? Cepigel 305 is one of the better performing polymers, I will say that. The consistency will be like a thin lotion, but adding 0.3% of the Cepigel 305 makes the lotion consistency a little thicker, a little more substantial as the next ingredients are added. Well, you'll see what I mean in a minute. And that's what I'm trying to get you to experiment with. Cepigel 305 added during the cool down phase will allow you the benefit of controlling the viscosity. Some people want a thin lotion or a thinner lotion. Some people want a heavy cream. So adding Cepigel 305 during the cool down phase will allow you to make these decisions in real time. Pistachio oil is said to have antioxidant properties and can help to promote smoother skin. Pistachio nut oil is a good source of vitamin E apparently, so some people use it to help prevent dryness without making their skin feel super greasy. There are a lot of claims about pistachio oil, okay? Some say, I forgot, so what? I'm human, shut up. Some say it helps to improve scarring. Some people say it helps control acne. Other people use it to promote radiant skin, quote. I can't confirm any of these claims. If it works well for you, then use it. Mafura butter is new to me, okay? It's supposed to be a very nourishing butter that promotes the regeneration of cells, allegedly, child. I have no way of confirming that though. It's said to improve elasticity. It's also said to be anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. And in addition to the skin benefits, this butter is supposed to be great for the hair and the scalp. So my butter isn't stiff at all. It's more of a semi-solid. So yeah, you can add it whenever you feel like adding it. You may need to heat it. You may be able to slip it in if you're using high shear, you may be able to just put it into the final cream without warming it.
We're off to a good start this morning. But will it last?
Isoamyl is an emollient ester which also helps improve the feel of the product. Make sure to add it during the cool down phase because I've read that it's sensitive to temperature, so be careful with that. Isoamyl sometimes decreases the viscosity, but that won't be an issue here, okay? Remember, we're using the Steppy Gel 305. There are other esters you can use if you don't have this one. They may not feel quite the same though because isoamyl feels expensive. I mean, it feels very nice. Like, in my opinion, the only thing that feels nicer is actual silicone.
Every available development of science and engineering has been utilized.
If you're using a stick blender or other high shear mixer, you will have no problem incorporating the soft Mafura butter. It's a little more difficult using this mini mixer, I gotta tell you, because the rotation of the blade slows down as the viscosity increases. The mix will thicken a little more. That's fine. You're about to add the Butterfly Pea Flower tea in a minute, so this will again change the viscosity. Add the Butterfly Pea Flower and Marshmallow Root tea. It will turn your lotion or cream a very, very nice shade of blue. It's okay to use Butterfly Pea Flower powder. If you're using the whole Butterfly Pea Flower, the actual flower, you won't have to worry about this at all. You won't have to worry about straining or none of that. However, try not to use the powdered version of Marshmallow Root. I cannot vouch for how it could feel on your skin if you don't manage to remove all of that powder. Now, you don't have to use much of the Butterfly Pea Flower powder for this deep blue color. And don't panic if you couldn't remove all of the pea flower powder during the straining process. I'm not able to feel any of the powder on my skin during application. I also don't see any powder sinking to the bottom of this cream. So try to get some or most of it out, but you'll be fine if you couldn't remove all of it. If you use the Marshmallow Root powder, however, I cannot vouch for how that is going to feel on your skin if you don't get it all out. While we're looking at this beautiful blue color, please note that the color will fade over the upcoming days. Part of that is because I don't have a good chelator for this particular formula. A chelator would help prolong the color and will help to make your preservative system more efficient. The only chelator I have right now is sodium phytate. But I've tried sodium phytate with the previous test formula using glycerol stearate SE. I had problems getting the emulsion to form when I added it during the water phase, so I made a 50-50 solution of phytate and water. Made the formula again and added it during the cool down phase this time. That emulsion separated as well. So I guess I got a little shy about using it again for this particular formula. And as a result, this brilliant blue color will fade over the next few days. Now you can avoid all of this back and forth and hemming and hawing and guessing and stuff by simply adding a colorant. Check the screen for a list of chelators that may give you better results than the sodium phytate. I used to use a product called BioChelate, which is trisodium ethylene diamine disulfonate, but I'm out of it, so. Wait a minute now, don't click off yet. There's more to this video. Keep watching. Phenopropanol EHG is a broad-spectrum preservative used to help prevent nasties from forming. But use whichever preservation system you have the best results with. Always use some type of preservation system, child, if you're going to be using this over time, even if it will be refrigerated. If you choose to use a fragrance, make sure it's a body-safe fragrance oil. You can also use essential oils, but be careful. Some essential oils can actually affect your final product. You can, of course, get creative by combining 2 or more scents that work well together to create your own personalized scent for this product. Just make sure it adds up to the percentage of fragrance in your formula. Some people are sensitive to fragrances, you know? If you can't deal with scents, you can skip this altogether. If you prefer a lighter scent, you can go down to 0.5% or even 0.2%. This is DIY, y'all. You can decide what you want to do, just make sure to change your formula accordingly. If you like this consistency at this point, then congratulations. You have a nice Pistachio Mafura lotion. You have many options here. You can add distilled water or more tea. Or an extract. Or even cyclomethicone to cover the remaining 1% left in the formula. Now, if you want a slightly fuller bodied cream, add 1% of Cepigel 305. That's the rest of what I have already designated in the formula. Adding the rest of the Cepigel 305 will have 2 benefits. First, it will thicken the product without adding dragginess or tackiness. Secondly, it will further improve the emulsion stability. I don't think the emulsion will fail without the extra Cepigel because remember, some of the Cepigel has already been added. But I want a cream, so I'm gonna continue on. The viscosity increases immediately, so make sure to stir well. Earlier, I told you that the color will fade, partly because of the lack of a chelator in this particular formula. It won't lose the blue color completely, but the color will definitely become less bold over time. And again, if you're worried about that, use a separate colorant to maintain or even improve the current color. If you don't care about that, then you're done at this point. If you want to add color, do so at this point. Just make sure it's in liquid form so you won't have to worry. The final product with the full sepigel percentage is a smooth cream that gives a little moisturized playtime on the skin as you're rubbing it in. It's definitely a body cream. This may be a tiny bit too heavy for the face for some people. If you opted to make a lotion, your product should absorb even quicker into the skin. Wait a minute now, don't click off yet. There's more to this video. Keep watching. Now, between the glycerol stearate, the emulsion, and the sepigel, you shouldn't have an issue at all with separation, okay? The percentage of humectant should also help improve the level of moisture, while the ester should help prevent any dragginess upon application. Try it out, see if you like it, and don't forget to visit CURLYTEA.com for all of the DIY formulas and recipes, which include the full ingredients list, instructions, my notes, and other information. I'll talk to you guys soon.